Alright, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about the new Axial SCX24 base camp. It's very tiny, very cheap. Quality isn't really that cheap, but it's the cheapest SCX Axial RC you're going to buy ready to run. Comes with everything, battery, charger. Let me get the charger, show you what that looks like. Charger is cheap, simple, it's effective. It's a USB 5 volt and a little device that plugs into your battery. Tires are really soft, no foams. Everything's pretty solid, nothing was loose. I've had a chance to look at two of them. My brother ordered one, his came in a week before this one. On both of them, one knuckle, I guess the driver's side knuckle in the front had white powder all over it on both of them, so I'm assuming there's something in the factory. It's not wearing parts. It's a very nice, well put together truck. The tire does hit the body on flex. Does gonna need some fender trimming, but everything works smooth. What I don't like, spring shocks, but for $100, pretty hard to beat. Body is velcroed, very tight velcro. Rear hinges, but it's also on velcro, comes off. It comes with a Spectrum 2-channel setup. It's a built-in receiver, ESC, 2-in-1, 10 amp. Comes with a tiny battery. Maybe we can do better than that. Turning radius isn't too bad. It's a very small vehicle. That's a 2x4 I'm crawling over. You can't crawl low speed. You just have to be very precise with your trigger finger. The throttle is very sensitive on low speed. It does handle tall grass. Well, that's not really tall. About 3-inch grass, 2-3 inch. I don't think it'll crawl directly over it like this. I think the bumper's gonna hit. Maybe not. Well, it does fine. See if it does it backwards. Oh, now the bumper hits. There we go. The little tires do just fine. Different models of the SCX have bigger tires and different tires, but today's focus is the base camp. Oh, I'm out of frame. Got a leaf stuck in the front. Get that out of there. Okay, it's out. It's capable of low speed, precise crawling, but again, you gotta watch that trigger finger. I guess in the future, the first upgrade I would do, maybe a bigger battery, but the battery's really big enough. I don't know how long of a runtime you get, but I've played at least 20 minutes. It didn't die on me. They make plenty bigger batteries for it. I wouldn't change the tires. I like the small tire size. Definitely need to trim the body, because I try to back up. If it leans, the tire will catch the body and it binds it up. Doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen. I guess the next upgrade would be the motor. Something with a little more torque. I'm happy with the speed. The axle gears are metal, transmission gear, as far as I know, is plastic. And there's plenty upgraded transmissions with better motors. I'm not sure the specs on the ESC and what it can handle, but I'm pretty sure you can handle more torque motor easily. It doesn't want to climb now. In that angle, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to climb there. Yeah, it will. But that's pretty good for its size. That's pretty much full flex. It's past full flex with stock shocks. The next upgrade after motor, I would do shocks. So maybe do shocks first, then motor. But really, it's more than capable. It does more than it's advertised for the price. I guess it's enough crawling. This video is not about it crawling. It's just overview of the truck itself and the value for the money. There's plenty of videos of this truck crawling and how to modify it. This is not one of those videos. I'm just talking about a brand new out-the-box experience. And, I got a lot of respect for Axial. They changed the crawling game and scale game. Before Axial, you really had to build your own rig. Your only option was Tamiya. Really, that was the only option. If you wanted to buy a ready-to-run scale crawler, something that looked like a real truck and had 4x4 performance. I never really was a fan of Tamiya. My first crawler was the Axial. It was the Betty. When Axial first came out, it wasn't the Betty. It was the AX10. I bought the Axial AX10. Was my first bought crawler, and I loved it. It had big bulky axles. It was beefy. It was an underdog, but it performed really well. It was very tough. And then from there, I bought some. The SCX10 platform came out, and that was a game changer. And my first crawler and my last crawler when I was in the crawlers was Axial. I probably bought a dozen SCX10s. I only had the SCX10 1 versions. I never had the 2s or the 3s. I think there's a 3 out. Yeah, a 3. I haven't been keeping up with the crawler world, but the only crawlers I buy is Axial. I like what they done. They were different, and they opened up the market to where every other manufacturer started building scale crawlers out there. They started getting more realistic, more features, and Traxxas tries to top everybody with the individual diff lockers and all that. I like Traxxas, but I kind of steered away from Traxxas for quite a few reasons. But I stuck with Axial. I'm gonna continue to stay with Axial. I do have an Element Enduro, which is made by Team Associated. I like that rig. I like Associated stuff. But I think crawler wise, I think Axial's better if you're going strictly crawler or scaler. But I do like the independent front suspension element. But yeah, that's enough talk for now. Maybe I'm biased because I like Axial. You've seen that body just binding up on the tire right now. When you get a certain angle and you try to back up, that body bites into that tire and causes bind. See how it just barely clears? When it starts backing up and you turn, it catches the tire. It'll plow through it. That's full throttle. It's in a bind. Yeah, sorry if my camera's off. I'm trying to control everything. I'm using my phone on a bulky phone holder. I'll show you, and holding the control in one hand at the same time. That's what I got. So I'm using the control. This is my phone holder on a block of wood to make it more stable. That's what I put on the roof of my my Enduro trail runner. It's a lot of weight. It's a heavy deck board, and I hold it like this with the phone, and that's how I do everything. But yeah, let's let me end this section of the video here and move on to the next section. Thank y'all. Alright, sorry for the video cut. I was interrupted by my dog and my cat. They don't get along. But anyway, for the rest of this short video, I'm gonna come outside. Spoke about the small battery it comes with. It comes with a very small, kind of a weak motor. The ESC does a good job. Let me turn the switch on. And the remote. There's a little button on the rear. Steering servo does its job. If you leave it stock, you shouldn't have any problems. The throttle response. Without a load on it, it rolls easily, but it doesn't have a very low speed start speed. So starting and stopping off-road is jerky. You barely pull it. It's not jerky right now because it's not the bind. But you see how it stops? Now to go a little more, it jerk a lot. It's not a big deal for your size. It's a very light truck. And of course I got the body mounted a little off with the Velcro. I'm more than happy with the performance for $100. Maybe 10 years ago, this truck would have been worth $200 or $300. Yeah, the only thing close to it that can match the size, which was smaller, was a Losi 136, I believe. Before that, there was nothing this small for crawler size. This is oyster shells. I'm not familiar with oyster shells. This is the first time I crawl on anything other than items in the house with the truck. Oyster shells are very tricky. A lot of sharp edges to hang up on. Yeah, it'll hang up on a lot of objects. See, right now a shell on the other side is stuck on the tar. It has power to plow through and get it out of a bind. It has a lot of power because it's such a light vehicle. The fine control is not there, which for this price point is just fine the way it is. And I'm hung up. And there's upgraded motors. If there's any part you want to upgrade, you can upgrade on this little truck. It's the same platform as Axial's other SCX24s. The base camp is a cheap down version. I think apparently there's 3 different models of the ESC. There's a version 1, 2, and 3. I think this is the version 3, and a lot of people complain about the version 3 because of the throttle response. But that's what Axial had to do to keep the price at $100. Steering simple, and I like that it's one-hand drivable. Because I have short thumbs. You see, I have what's called dwarf thumbs. My thumb is common. It's probably about a 1/4 inch shorter than average thumb. I was about to say average people, like I'm not average. And I don't like that it doesn't stand up this way. It's a rounded surface, but they included some little feet to where you can lay the control down like that on flat ground. It does have steering and trim knobs on the back. There's 2 switches for 50, 75, and 100. I guess that's the rate. I haven't messed with that. And there's a STR. That's I guess a steering reverse. Let me try that. Yes, the steering reverse does work. But overall, it's a good truck for $100. Everything does what it's supposed to do. It's a triangulated 4-link front, 4-link rear. It's triangulated as well, just not as triangulated as the front. I don't know the exact terminology for it. See, it does have a ferro magnet on the power leads going to the motor to not cause interference. Nothing is adjustable. None of the links are adjustable. Steering, it does have factory slop in the steering, and the links non-adjustable, but it's fine for what it is. It does have the worm gear axle, so it's like a brake. Keeps everything locked. What else? What else I was gonna say? Oh, the non-adjustable links, the spring shocks, they're very light, but it does have slop side to side on axle play, front and rear. I think the front has more. No, the rear has more than the front. Not a big deal, but it's there, something to note. For the price, I really don't think it can be beat. I forgot the exact measurements. I mean, you can find the specs anywhere, but the exact measurements of the wheelbase and the width in millimeters, and there's lots of body options, and a lot of people 3D print bodies, but with a heavier body you have to upgrade the shocks. These factory shocks, the springs are very light because, well, it's a lightweight vehicle. The flex is pretty good for all stock. I'm happy with it. I mean, for $100, it's kind of hard to beat just to play around. Oyster shells are not fun. So yeah, if you haven't checked out the Axial base camp or the SCX24 series, go ahead and give them a try. I'm hanging up, too bad. But yeah, check them out. I mean, $100. I mean, what do you have to lose? They come in 3 different colors: a pink, a blue, and a white. I chose the white because I like the way the white looked best, and I figured it really didn't matter what color I choose. I'm probably gonna 3D print a hard body for this. That's a pretty good top end. It's not really a trail truck. It could be a trail truck. Like I said, they make different motor options. The motor that's in here, I forgot the specs on it. How many turns it is? Maybe 88 turn. It's an 88 turn motor, but it's very small. Don't have a lot of torque. But check them out. Might be for you, might not be for you. And if you want to charge it, you just grab this tag and you plug in the charger without removing the body. So yeah, pretty cool little rig. Thank y'all for viewing.